Hi guys, it's Danny and David here with Let a Rip Tater Chip channel. And recently, we, for the first time ever, got to see Yngwie J. Malmsteen on stage here in Columbus, Ohio. Um, with that said, I've been a big fan of Yngwie for a very long time. He was kind of on my bucket list to go see. Um, he is probably the best, guitar player in the world just based on his music theory, his musicality, his playability. But you could say, Jimi Hendrix is the best guitar player in the world, but comparing Jimi Hendrix musicality to, Yngwie's musicality is completely two different spectrums. But with that said, we're gonna go with our experience of seeing Yngwie, and a lot of people think he's an asshole or dick because he's a perfectionist and stuff like that, and in us, seeing him, we could see basically how much of a perfectionist he was. Uh, but first, I'm going to give you over to David and let him give his take of what he saw and what he felt watching Yngwie Malmsteen.
So, seeing Yngwie Malmsteen, the first thing that I really picked up on was noticing his deep passion for the music. You can see him getting into playing just so fast, so technical, but very precise. And he had an amazing stage presence, a really good stage act. I couldn't get over how many picks he had that he would run through. It was amazing, and it was really interesting and really cool to kind of see how he would give to the audience, because he would pick up a pick, play it for 30 seconds, and it would be out in the crowd. So that was the main thing I really picked up on, was just how technical he was, but still very involved on stage.
Yes, I did pick up on that as well. I mean, he had like fucking 400 picks on his mic stand. He doesn't sing that often, but he still has a mic stand to be in front of every once in a while, so he can throw in his vocality. That's another thing people might not know too. He actually is a very good singer as well. But yes, he had like 400 picks. He's doing flips and tricks and kicks and all this kind of stuff with his picks to just, you know, and encapsulate the audience to make the audience just focus in on him. And, it's his solo group. He is supposed to be the eye of the stage, um, but even that, like, saying his stage presence and stuff like that, even while he was playing, he was talking to his band and directing them on how he wanted them, because he's a perfectionist. He wants, people to focus in on the music and not so much, what's going around, the stage and stuff like that. And there was this one part where he was playing more of a solo beginning of a song before he went into a song, and he actually told the bass player to tell the light engineer to turn off these bright lights because he only wanted the red light to make a more of a different kind of mood instead of like light shining on him. He wanted more of a, I guess, a red demony light, so it looked like he was just bigger than life when the song started and the lights came on.
So going back to the arrogant aspect that you mentioned about him and everything like that, um, I did kind of see the perfectionism while he was on stage and everything like that, but he really didn't seem too over arrogant. He just, like you said, wanted a perfect show, a perfect experience based off of the music that he's developed and wanted to perform for everybody. So, what do you think? Do you think he was overly arrogant, or do you think it was just?
I don't think he's arrogant at all. I've seen a lot of interviews with him and stuff, and um, you know, he might sound arrogant. He might come off as a douchebag or whatever, or a bunch of adjectives that describe him. But I don't really think, during the show anyway, that he came off as arrogant. I felt like he wanted to bring everybody in. He was trying to pump up the crowd, again, throwing picks out in the audience, getting as close as he could with how far the stage was from the audience. You got those rails and stuff up against the stage. He wanted to like reach out and touch people. Um, and but going on the other side of things and watching interviews with him and him just describing his music and stuff, and I don't think he's arrogant at all. Originally, yes, I did, because I was like, man, this guy, he's kind of up his own butt. But that's just the realm of being a perfectionist in his own music. He wants every single note to be right. Every single note that he plays on an album, he wants it to be played on stage. He wants it to be perfect.
And another thing that I noticed too is he had a lot of like really interesting theatrics, like the part where he decided to throw his guitar up on top of the amps in the back. Yes. What did you think about that?
That was very unique. I've never really seen that before, and it was amazing to see. For those that you haven't seen Yngwie Malmsteen or seen this in videos and stuff, he actually took his guitar, got really, really, really big feedback from his amps, and he sets his guitar, strings first, on top of his head of the amp head. And while doing this, it causes extreme feedback, meaning that the sound of the guitar is like screaming, wailing. The sound is just ear piercing, and then somehow he's able to grab his guitar by the strap and just do these intricate notes, somehow playing these different notes and making, even though it's basically noise, he's making music. And then when he takes his guitar off the head and he just starts breaking strings off his guitar and just making this giant noise and thunder and just making everyone just, what is going on? Like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, he wanted everyone just to be all eyes, and just be in wonder. And then also on top of that, like every song that he played when he was done with the guitar and needed to switch to a different guitar, it was awesome just watching him like throw it over his back, and his guitar tech would just catch it out of midair. Like, Yngwie wasn't even looking. He was just like, "Rip, guitar, thank you for another one. Guitar," and his guitar tech behind him catching guitars and stuff. I thought it was pretty amazing. So, you got anything else to add or anything that we could discuss about this show?
I think the main takeaway from it is just how technical, how theatric, and it was just really amazing to see. I really don't think, unless I see Yngwie again himself, that I will see a better stage act when it comes to playing guitar so technically and everything like that.
Yeah, I can completely agree with that. There's a reason why on t-shirts that say Yngwie fucking Malmsteen, because he is Yngwie fucking Malmsteen. He literally is an adjective. So, if you guys ever get the chance, please, please, please go out and buy CDs, buy T-shirts, buy or go see him in concert and stuff. You will enjoy. It won't be a disappointment. To reiterate things that we may have not said, he is a neoclassical metal guitar player, meaning that he plays things that you basically hear like what Bach and Mozart and Beethoven would play, but just fucking speed metal on the guitar. So, again, Yngwie fucking Malmsteen, please, please, please go see him. And remember, guys, let her rip, Tater Chip.